Hello everybody, welcome back to Trash and Trails. So a bit of bad news. Unfortunately, my last video where we last left off, the battery died shortly after I got started. So we are not going to be including that day, unfortunately. So we're picking up where I last left off after that. It is August 30th, 2020. We are in Utah County, Provo, technically, in a little place called the Riverwoods, the Riverwood Trail. This is my third time going around cleaning it up, first time recording. And around here, I don't think we're going to see a lot of trash because not a lot of people would come by here. You'll probably have some folks who are walking down the trail over to my right there who might have tossed something, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot. It looks like there might be a decent thick wall here, so it's not going to really cut through. But we'll go and take a look down here anyway. There's some duckies I can show you. There's also some folks who seem to be taking photos down the trail. And just because I don't want to do the extra editing work of blurring out faces, I'm going to try and dodge them. Yeah. Oh, there is some trash. Look at that. Alright. Let's get you. What's that? A hanky? No, it's white. I think it is. I'm just going to hang on to you and bag you a little bit later. See the duckies? Oh, where'd they go? They're duckies. That's a girl ducky. And I think that's another girl ducky over there. I like it when ducks bob down for this and that, and their butts go into the water. Oh, there are three of them. I don't know if you could see them. They're cute. Cute little duckies. People like to feed them all kinds of stuff. Probably stuff that's not good for them. I know they mean well, but it's kind of like feeding your kids candy all day. I don't see anything over here. Just by eyeballing it, it looks pretty thick as well. So we're going to exit and go around. I'm also filming a little bit in the evening today, because I'd like to see how well this camera does in the evening time. Again, I don't want to do extra editing work with blurring faces, so we're going to face away from folks. Not to be rude, but more to be lazy. Alrighty. Let's see, anything down here? It's a nice little alcove. Also, if I'm talking a little bit less or a little bit more odd than I normally do, I know I talk odd enough as it is, because I bit my lip a couple days ago. Upper left lip. And I'm one of those weirdos who kind of have extra sharp pointed teeth. Not all the way around, just a few teeth are pretty sharp. Unfortunately, whenever I bite myself, or bite my lips, it's with those extra sharp teeth. So I've got a really painful little sore and cut in my upper left lip. And when I get those, they don't go away for a while. So I know there's a bag there, but I want to climb down, and then when we meander up, then we'll grab the bag. I can't get this song out of my head. There's a song by a band called the Aviators. They did it for a video game named Faith. And I think it's fine for me to talk about it because it's not like I'm making extra bank from them. But anyway, there's kind of like a horror game called Faith that I like a lot. Kind of based off The Exorcist a little bit. And the Aviators made a song about that game. there are actually a couple of covers of that song. So I like the original. Actually, we're going to go over here. I know I grabbed the bag and I said we're going to go up. We're going to go over here. I like the original. I also love the covers. There are two covers, and they're pretty nice. There's like a piano violin one, and it's just stuck in my head. Kind of a calm song, even though it's based on a horror game. The cover, and you know, I prefer that. There was a time where horror games... Uh-oh, this bag's breaking apart. I'm going to have to be a little careful grabbing it. There was a time where horror games were not about cheap jump scares or action-adventure time. No, there was a time, back in my day, kiddos, horror games were about that slow burn, that nice slow burn. Okay, now we're going to bag this all up. That nice slow burn. Things that actually made you scared, not just on a temporary, superficial level, but things that are kind of jacked up, that'll make you think about it for a while, that'll stick with you, and that'll somehow mess you up. And to get that effect, it's not about the cheap jump scares or the action-adventure times that you see in a lot of video games today that just honestly more annoy me than anything else. Like, you're supposed to be a horror game, not an action-adventure game. But in order to get that, you know, it's like you have to not be all jumpity and action-adventure-y. But you got to have that kind of slow burn. So having like a slow, easy song that's kind of nice and melodic, while something horrible is going on in the background, that's the kind of stuff that I like in a horror game. Oof. No, I do not want to use that for too much stabilization. I thought I saw... I've got a hair tie, so if hair gets into the cami, I am sorry. There's something over there. See that little white doodad? Yeah, we're gonna try and get it. I mean, you still have that in some horror games, but like the big AAA titles, most of them. I gotta be careful here. That should be okay. Like most of the big AAA titles, they're not about that slow burn, that high quality stuff. It's kind of like, give me a quick fix now kind of stuff. It's just more annoying than not, especially when you get older, I think. It's like, no, I don't the quick fix just isn't going to do it. Oh, we got something over there too. Let's go get it. There's a can. Ooh, actually, I got to be careful. I don't want this to snap under me. It looks kind of thick, but it's got some give. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip around and hopefully not fall on my tucket. There we go. Like back in my day, for its time, right? I mean, if you were to play it now and compare it to other video games of now, it's not that great. It's pretty cheesy and campy. But for its time, my favorite horror game, and if you adjust it for its time, it's still my favorite horror game. Ooh, some bud. I'm going to get some of that sand out of there, though. There we go. Is Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 1. Honestly, I think that if you adjust it for its time, it's still better than the remake, in my opinion. Now, what was one of the reasons? It's because of the cinematic part. Now, I'm a believer that something, like one property of good art that lasts a while, that multiple generations of people with good taste will value, is a property of redemption, or a property of some kind of transcendence to a higher level. Yeah, I know. Some philosophy art folks be talking for hours about this. I can too. Yeah. But for that which lasts and is worthwhile, I've been watching this series. You know, I hate postmodernism. for that which is worthwhile and that lasts a while, the thing that uplifts you, the thing that takes you from a lower station to a higher station, got some styrofoam here, dagnabbit, is an important property to at least attempt, right? And I'm tired of people saying things like, well, it's not perfectly this or it's not this. No, many things come in levels of degree. And with that as well, with feeling more uplifted or transcended or whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Kind of, they're mostly synonymous. There has to be that property. And that's the property that a lot of video games today are missing. Not just horror games, but a lot of games today. Is that element of some kind of transcendence. And that doesn't mean it's an elation. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to feel joyful. I mean, I might take that back. Resident Evil 2 may not be my favorite, adjusted for its time. I think it might be Silent Hill 2. Right, in Silent Hill 2, it does have those really strong thematic moments, but they're not joyful or elating moments. They're moments that are transcendental in a way, in my opinion. Again, it comes in degrees. If you played the whole game all the way through and have seen like all the endings and whatnot, you know what I'm talking about. And not just the revelation of what happened with James and his wife, but also Laura and all that. Shoot, I forgot her name. Anyway, the crazy lady with the butcher knife, you know. So some form of transcendence that gives you that feeling. That feeling is there, and it doesn't have to be about joy. It could be about tragedy. But there's something, dare I say, beautiful that has to be there that helps to uplift. Silent Hill 2 had that. Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 1, adjusted for its time, in my opinion, had that. A lot of video games today, not really. Not really. And that's one reason I loved horror games back in the day, because you go through this trudging experience of hell, this hellish trudging experience, in a lower state, worse than a lower state, a really like down kind of state. Then you are able to get up and ascend in some manner, and find that redemption, if you will. And a lot of horror games don't have that these days. Some might, but many don't. And those that have that a little bit these days, it's usually extremely quick and fleeting and so kish or whatever, it just doesn't matter. But I would like to have more of those horror games that cared about it for the game itself and wasn't trying to elicit a jump scare or some kind of emotion from you. Like, it could be horror, and yeah, it could be scary, but it doesn't mean it's eliciting. It's focusing on getting an emotion or a ruse out of you, and that it's made for the game itself. Oh, maybe I'm just a little old school that way. But I think and believe and feel that it is far superior than the postmodern crap that we are usually dealt or served in some plastic bag. Okay. Thank you for listening to my monologue. Let's move on. Nope. Alrighty. I haven't been back here in a while. Although I like these stones. They're kind of cool stones, actually. I like they're dark and they're kind of jagged a little bit, but not in like a they're jagged, but not like in a I'm going to kill you kind of way. I mean, they can kill you, so you got to be careful, but there's something about them that's just kind of a little nicer to look at than usual. Alright. Plus, they're pretty thin. and nice to stand on and go and hop from one to the other. If I were a kid wanting to play The Ground is Lava, these rocks would be great. Alright, let's see. Anything else around here? I really like this little area. It's almost like a little ritual site in a way. Kind of cool. I don't know if it was constructed here intentionally like that. It was accidental or what, but I like it. You know, this stone in the middle here. Well, sacrifices? No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? Because I do not want to fall on these stones. So let's see if we're going to do something. And my bum's still recovering, so I don't want it to be too painful for my bum either, going from one to the other. All right. That wasn't too bad. Oh, little children are unhappy with the photo shoot that is going on. That happens. In case you're wondering, in terms of siblings, I am the oldest of 6 boys. And we're all about 2 to 3 years apart. Overall, I am grateful for the experiences. And I think overall, we all get along now. Although during adolescence, you know, and little preteen ages, there's a lot of friction, unfortunately. But not like a whole lot of friction, but you know, just kind of that moderate sibling amount of friction. But you know, now that we're older, we get along great overall. Let's see here. And I think that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, with siblings, from what I've seen with other people. Like, when you're siblings, it's like, I hate your guts, especially in the teen years, maybe sometimes. But then as you become adults, it's like, you know, you love each other. You get along great and you're really good friends, which I'm grateful for. Aha. See that rusty thingy over there? I doubt we can get it. And this also is one of the reasons I think this area used to be like a ranch. I'm going to do something a little tricky here. It's one of the reasons I think this area might have been like a ranch or like a farm or something like that, because we have like a lot of old, like really old rusty things like this jutting out that used to be like a part of fences and things. Actually, I don't even know if I want to move that, because it might be helping to prop that rock up. If I am going to move that, I got to be really careful. I probably need a special tool to do that, so I'm not going to do that. It looks like this area is pretty clear, so I think we're going to head back up to the path, and I think the peoples who were taking the photo op or photo shoot have passed by, I think. Nope, they are over there. Alrighty. You know, actually, I don't think I've ever gone through there. Let's go exploring. Gotta get the deadwood. Try and get these trees out of the way without hurting them too much. These branches, excuse me. Alright, let's do our cut here. There we go. Alright. And sometimes you'll see me like do this or like this. You know, maybe that's obvious, but there's like a lot of twigs and whatnot, so this helps me to part ways through the twigs without getting pokered in the eye. I might get pokered in the eye anyway, but this lessens the amount I'll get pokered in the eye. Alrighty. So this is kind of what a lot of people I've noticed that a lot of folks in Japan will do, like in a dense area, especially like during rush hour at the train station. People just kind of go through, it's kind of like parting the water through people. You just kind of put your hand up there. And it's not necessarily rude. I mean, maybe here in the States, some people who aren't familiar with that might find it rude, but you know, in Japan, that's not very rude. Come on. People know it's like, oh, okay, you want to get through this way. Plus, it helps to direct, and it's kind of like a turn signal. Like, I'm going over here, and I'm going over here. Although in Utah, people don't know what a turn signal is. It's pretty sad. I mean, I think it's like it might be like a sun brain damage thing. I don't know. But a lot of people around here just don't know what a turn signal is. I mean, it's bad in Florida, but it's worse here. I mean, there's probably like a GoFundMe somewhere to help people's brain function with turn signals get restored, but it might be a lost cause, I'm sorry to say. All right. We got some. Let's see, what can is this? Looks like that Bud? I think it's Bud. Bud Light. We got a Bud Light. Alrighty, let's see what else is over here. Oh, that's nice. Like a nice little... I freak out about camera angles. Honestly, I haven't edited the other video, so I need to do that so I can figure out what camera angles are working better and what aren't. Alrighty. Yeah. And over here. You know what's really weird is sometimes, like in places like this, bags will like flutter from there and they'll like land in here. I don't see any this time. No, it's a leaf. That looks like a little bit of plastic, but I think it's a leaf. Alright. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that to typecast Japanese folks. I lived in Japan for a couple of years. I lived in I don't know what to call it, like big island, Kyushu. I lived in the Kyushu area for a while, and the Okinawan Islands for a while, from 2010 to 2012. My Japanese got pretty decent when I was there, but unfortunately I forgot most of it. It's a nice little area. Look at that. Look at that. It's got these nice rocks. And you have a little opening to the water. That's nice. In this bag, what we have. In terms of Japanese language proficiency, there's something called the Japanese language proficiency test. And how it works is that the more proficient you are, the smaller the number they'll give you. So the most proficient is 1. Actually, I think a 0 exists, but I don't know. But anyway, so there's 1, which is like you're a native speaker and you're really good and you're pretty fluent and pretty literate in kanji and all that, especially kanji. JLPT is very heavily kanji-based, is my understanding. Then 2, 3, 4, and then the most basic is 5. When I was done in Japan in 2012, before I went home, I was probably at like level 2. So I was probably at like a JLPT level 2. I probably wouldn't have been able to get like a really technical or professional job just because of all the kanji and whatnot and the language involved. But I could probably live there and get like a job that didn't require a lot of kanji. Is that over there? What's that? No, it's just bird poop. That's just bird poop. I thought the bird poop was plastic. Bird poop can stay. I'm not picking that up. Although, just because I haven't practiced since I've been back, I'm probably now at like a 4, sad to say. So I've probably gone from like a JLP 2 to a 3 down to a 4. Like my grammar is out the window. My vocabulary is out the window. My kanji is definitely out the window. Just because I haven't practiced it. I might be able to pick it back up, but it's been a while. And the first thing to go, I think, was writing it. I think writing Japanese was the first thing to go. I'm not practicing. So with kanji, there are like little things. Some kanji is really simple. Like mountain, 3 lines. The one in the middle is, well, 4 lines, I guess. The one in the middle is the longer one. Then there's some kanji that's really complicated. And it can, be really different. The meaning can be really different if you don't get it just right. But the first thing to go was my kanji, or writing it. And then the second thing to go was understanding kanji. I actually like kanji a lot. It's very, in my opinion, very efficient system. Yeah, so that was the next thing to go, was understanding kanji, or how to read it exactly, like the phonetic parts of it. And then the thing to go after that was understanding kanji. So that's an interesting thing with kanji. Is, oh, there's some trash over there. Let's go loop around and go get that blue thing over there. So that's an interesting thing about kanji, is that you can get the meaning without knowing exactly how to say it. But anyway, so that would probably be the third thing that went, was actually understanding a lot of kanji when I saw it. Around that same time, probably speaking it, you know, like a lot of the grammar went away. Oopsie, sorry, Deadwood. Or maybe not, you're Deadwood. And then after that, understanding it. That'd probably be the last thing that went away. I mean, I can kind of, sort of, maybe pick it up again, but nowhere nearly as proficient as I used to be. Like I said, I would wager I was probably at like a level 2, and then just got bumped down to like a 4, maybe even a 5 now. I don't know. Like a lot of the things I'm saying to you right now, this entire video, at one point I'd probably have been able to say it all in Japanese. Not flawlessly, but you know, good enough to where a Japanese person would be like, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Now, yeah, no way. No way. Maybe one day I'll pick it up again, but it'll be faster to learn and it'll come back to me. But you know, life's got different things and priorities you gotta focus on at a time. Okay. Let's see here. We got this blue thing over there, and that plastic over there. Let's actually, plastic thing's a little bit more difficult and lower, so we'll get that one. I hope it's this tree over there. Okay, good. Grab you. Part of a, no, it's just payment or something. Part of a contract. I don't know. Invoice maybe. Okay. Alrighty. Anything over here? I don't see anything from this viewpoint. Let's go around, check the middle viewpoint. If there's something, we will make entry. Oh, look at that. A bit of concrete. It might have been a part of a fence at one point. Or something else. I don't know. The fence at our house is a little, it has like an older chain link fence. It's got these big old concrete posts that are like that. Alrighty. Where are you? I think you're trash. I'm gonna take you. Alright, oh, got some wrapper over here. Let's grab it while we're here. And let's go over here. What do we got? What in the world is that? Is that plastic? Is that water? Is that webbing? I can't tell. That is webbing. Sorry, Mr. Spider. Sorry, Pete. It's like I was trying to catch criminals. I'm sorry. Alright. Got some thing. Zip tie. Alright. More litter. Alrighty. I think. Let's see here. Oops. That still looks pretty clear. My first time around, I literally crawled through here looking for stuff. Maybe you should do that again. I'm thinking, yeah. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it right. I've learned my lesson from last time, so I'm going to bag what we currently got. There we go. And I'm going to put my bag at where I think the exit location is going to be. We'll pick it up from there. Oh, yep, there's already a can over there. I'll grab it on the way. Alrighty, where do we want to make entry? We'll do it, because I also want to cover ground. We'll do it here. I don't want to step on these webs. Poor little spiders worked hard on them. Might have mentioned it before, but I like spiders. A lot of people don't like them. Most people actually don't like them. I like them. Except for the ones that are like exceptionally dangerous to you. I'll squish those, but the other ones, nah. You help to eat the bad bugs, which I appreciate. Also, I'm from Florida, so spiders mean less mosquitoes, or relatively less mosquitoes. So it's always appreciated. Also, I think spiders are cute. Some people don't think spiders are cute. I think spiders are adorable. And you see all their little spider eyes, and oh, there's some down there. Let's go grab it. Their cute little spider eyes. Now, this would be interesting for the camera. I don't know how dark. Like for me, it's not terribly dark right now, but for the camera, I don't know. Maybe if it is dark, I'm going to see what I can do in editing, but I'm not like a super pro editor, and even then, there's only so much you can do. Anyway, that's that. Now, I think spiders are cute with their mini eyes and kind of rubbing their, I don't know what they're called, fangs, whatever they're, I think there's a more technical word for it. Rubbing their fangs together, kind of like rubbing their hands together, like, please don't hurt me. I'll be a good spider, please. I'm just here to eat bugs to help you. Alrighty. I think that's it. Let's go grab that can. And bag it. There you go. I think that's also the name of the national park around here. There we go. In there. So one thing I like to look at sometimes, it was actually, I think, a screensaver of mine for a while, was a jumping spider with a raindrop on its head. Very adorable. Very 100% adorable. I was that weird kid growing up. You could probably tell, but I was that weird kid growing up to where if a spider, like a wolf spider, let's say, was like crawling around, and someone was like, "Oh no, a spider!" And sorry, I paused there for a minute because I had to le flatulence. But I put my hand down, and I would let the spider crawl up on my hand, kind of push the spider off my hand and move it somewhere else. And there's a way to do that. Folks who like to handle their spiders know what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that! What's that? Oh, that's so cool. You see that? Make sure I don't get bit by anything. Because even if it's not venomous, it can give me an owie. Look at that, peoples. What do you think that is? Where do you think that came from? I think that's the head. That might be a rodent. I don't know. I don't know. That is pretty cool. I'd like to keep that. Oh, actually, that's really good timing. I will keep this because time's up for this video. I'm trying to keep them, like I mentioned before, about a half hour each. I'll play around with that, after I get some good data. Whatever day you are watching this, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.